Welcome back to the show. So listen, a lot of you out there might be unhappy in your jobs, but you're not quite sure what to do about it. Well, fortunately, our next guest has a few ideas.
He's a leadership educator and author of Love Mondays, a proven process to bring joy back into your work week and life. Ron Monteiro, welcome to The Social.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Okay, Ron, so the words love and Monday, that they don't usually go together for most of us. Yeah. I hear a lot of Sunday Scaries. Yes. You get the Sunday Scaries to go to work. So is it actually that easy to flip that mentality?
It's definitely not easy, right? It takes work, and it is possible, though. And, you know, I do lots of events, and most people I ask, who loves Mondays? And it's crickets. Then it's Wednesday, people get a little more excited. Friday, and then it's the weekend. So I love the weekend, but what if we love Monday and every other day? It is possible.
It is possible. Okay. So how has this concept and approach proven successful in your own life? Do you have a story that's personally attached to this?
Yeah, so I did 20 years in finance and accounting. Exciting, right? But in all honesty, I was happy many times, but I got to the point where I just wasn't happy. The Sunday Scaries, Monday anxiety, the snooze alarms I used too much. And I hired a coach, and he helped me find my bridge to my next career. And now I love it. I'm doing amazing things like this.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, well, why don't we take what you have learned and you've put it into this new book, and you have a 4-step framework to get us to love Mondays. Where do we start?
Yeah, so it starts with purpose. And I used to be the type of person who'd roll my eyes when everybody said purpose. I now believe in it. I really believe it's a guidepost to help us navigate our lives. And there's this really cool concept called ikigai. Have you heard of it?
Yes.
So it's a Japanese concept originating in Okinawa, and people live to triple digits, happy, healthy, mentally and physically, and it's a reason to wake up. And so there's 4 questions we ask ourselves. What do we love to do? What are we good at? What does the world need? And what can you get paid for? We need to get paid, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Amazing. So it's a cool concept to iterate on, to say, how do we find more purpose in our lives? And if you hit all 4 of those quadrants, you found your ikigai, and I guarantee you're jumping out of bed on Monday morning.
I love it.
Okay.
I love it.
Well, some people argue that we don't have to love what we do, that sort of you can have basically a job and then maybe pursue your passions on the side, find that joy outside of that. So what do you think about that idea?
Look, when I first started, I needed to pay bills. So it wasn't about finding my ikigai, it was about getting paid. We spend 90,000 hours working. You mentioned it earlier. Mm-hmm. Shouldn't we have more fun doing that?
Yeah.
Shouldn't we find more passion?
Yeah.
So I really believe it's something we should strive for, even if it's a little bit every day.
Yeah.
Okay, so you say the second step is about building our bridge. What does that mean?
Yeah, so think about me, a finance accounting person who now wanted to go speak on stages and do all these things that were very foreign to me. It's about one line at a time across the bridge. So I hired a coach, Wayne, dear friend of mine. He helped me build the confidence and competence to get there. And until I felt like I had that confidence, I wasn't ready for a new career. So it's really around those little steps we take every day to build competence, right? So think about maybe my editor is in the audience here. She wanted to be a ghostwriter. She wanted to write books. She asked me, can I do your LinkedIn post for you? Just little steps like that. She then turned my book into what I'm really proud of. What if you want to be a yoga teacher, right? Maybe take a yoga retreat. You start taking those little steps to slowly bridge your way to doing that.
Yeah.
So it's really powerful.
So it's not about like quitting your job, just waking up one Monday and quitting your job. It's about slowly trying to figure out ways
Your way there.
your bridge out.
I really believe it's those small daily actions, right? It's not the grandiose events, it's the small things we do every day.
Interesting.
Okay, so let's talk about the fact that, like, how do we decide, how do we know when we should just wait out a job, that maybe situations will change, maybe things will happen, maybe there'll be opportunities for growth, or when we should just decide to jump, to leave, to focus on a new target?
Yeah, so I think a couple of things come in. First, financial. Look, we need to have enough financial runway. We don't want to turn this into a very stressful event, right? So my coach actually slowed me down many times to say, you're not ready yet. So it's like, how do you build that financial runway to help yourselves? But more importantly, it's confidence, right? Because I know when I first started my business, I really struggled, but I had enough confidence to bridge me to that. Mm-hmm. So it's about taking our time, finding that right time to do that.
Right.
Okay, so step 1 was about finding our purpose. Step 2 was about building confidence, those steps slowly across the bridge. What's step 3?
So step 3 is dramatic. It's burn your boats, right?
What?
So it's an old wartime reference. You get to enemy territory, you're burning the boats because you're not going back. You're all
But you're not
Right.
burning bridges. You're not being
in. No,
like,
no,
I'm
you're
not
building,
burning
you're building a bridge.
Build the bridge, burn the boat.
Okay.
But
Got it.
it's call it that all-in moment. So for me, quitting my job as a finance executive and now speaking, like many people were like, what is this guy doing? But I had done a lot of work behind the scenes to get to that point.
Right. Well, yeah. What was the reaction? Because a lot of people live their whole early lives to get into finance because that's where the money is. That's where you get
Yes.
growth. So, what was the reaction from your friends and family when you're like, I'm going to leave and become an author and a life coach?
So I think it was really positive intent, but many people said, what the what are you doing? Right? So I had to say, who are the people who are telling me, go for it? And I had to find my new circle to say, these are the people who are saying, go for it. You can do it. Like my coach, Wayne. Right? And there's many others I can name. My wife, Farah's in the audience too. She said, go for it. Imagine that. With 2 kids, quitting my job and now starting fresh.
Ay, 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 ay.
So focus on the people who are cheering you on as opposed to
Yes.
the naysayers, because there will always be the naysayers who are saying you can't do that.
Yeah.
So what is the final step of the Love Monday process?
So it's really about being flexible. It's called flex your muscles. And it's really around adjusting to change. Like I feel like change happens every day over here, right? So for me, I started my business, I'm speaking in Toronto, COVID happens. So then it's like, okay, should I shut it down or is there another way, right? So it's about finding that other way. I now have a Zoom connection, a Teams connection. I can now do work all around the world. So last week I was in Riyadh doing a training session. So it's really around opening doors and saying, change happens. Maybe I can get excited. Maybe there's another opportunity as change happens. So it's all about being flexible.
Yeah.
So it sounds like this has been a journey over time. So how quickly should we expect to start to love Mondays in your process?
Yeah, so I really believe everybody's different. So my journey was a 20-year finance accounting career, and then I moved on to it. Some people start businesses right away. So it's no stopwatch, but again, it's back to those daily actions we can take to start loving our Mondays a little more.
Oh my goodness. Well, we're hyped. I mean, this is very exciting and you've written about it. So thank you for sharing your thoughts and discoveries with us. Thank you so much.
Amazing.
And you can find all of these tips.
Excuse me.
Bless you. You can find all these tips and more in Love Mondays everywhere that you find your books. But studio audience, why don't you start learning to love your Monday today? You're going home with your copy right after the show. Yes.
Can I add one more thing?
Yes, of course.
So I'd love to add one more thing. I want to dedicate this to my grandma, who's 101, and she's in the hospital. So she's a dear person to me, but
Look at
she's
that
always
camera
loved
and
her
talk to
Mondays.
her.
So Grandma, love you, and this is dedicated to you.
Oh, thank you. That's beautiful.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, let's take a break. We'll be back right after this.
Hey, you, come a bit closer. We've got so many more must-see interviews, spicy debates, lifestyle tips, and pop culture moments. So subscribe to our channel by tapping the logo below and don't miss out.